Hey everybody, we have a very special review today, one that I've been looking forward to for quite a while. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Playmates 40th Anniversary Voltron set. Yep, we got all 5 lions. I can only get one in the screen at once. So, let's head over to the review space and check them all out. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. All right, we got a lot to get to, so let's get to it. Starting off with the Black Lion. This thing is massive. This box is way bigger than I expected. It's got the Voltron 40th Anniversary, 60 plus phrases and sound effects. That's crazy. Has some nice lion artwork. We have what parts go where. This is really cool. It's got a little hole in the front so you can press the button to activate the sounds. Forms 16-inch Voltron. Got some nice artwork here on the side. Flipping around here on the back. Oh man, Keith is the leader of the Voltron Lion Force and pilot of the Black Lion. He is an expert pilot who develops the battle strategies for Voltron Force. You've got the Voltron Defender of the Universe intro text right there. Form 16-inch classic Voltron. It shows some of the things that it says, or just a few of the things that it says right there. 60 plus phrases and sound effects. Shows you how to put the arms on, which is pretty neat. And yeah, 20 plus points of articulation. Man, this thing is really, really big. Lots to get to here. So let's go ahead and get this guy opened up and take a closer look at everything he comes with. All right, first off, it comes with a set of instructions here for the Black Lion. Shows you how to activate, what to do to replace the batteries, some troubleshooting if it stops working properly, and then how to connect and disconnect all of the different lions and all the little joints and stuff. Nothing on the back, but let's get this out of the way and get to the figure itself. Here is the Black Lion. Man, this thing is incredible. This thing is looking mighty fine. Lots of painted detail, cast in gray plastic parts here. The wings on the back, the tail is substantial. Man, this thing looks really, really cool. Here's the button right here to activate some of the sounds.
Form Voltron! They'll soon be defeated by Voltron.
That's pretty cool. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Here we have the lion head on the. Here's the little button right here where you can turn that on and off so it doesn't accidentally press while you're messing around with it. The head does rotate all the way around, all the way, which is really nice. It can look up about that far. It can look down that far, but that's part of the transformation. Let's see here. Let's get the wings up and kind of pull them out to the side just a little bit. That looks really cool. Oh man, this is just, I love how the wings like snap back together. They plug into each other and hold up very nicely. There's some very strong ratchets in all of the joints. Every joint has a nice clicky ratchet to it, which is really nice. I'm digging that. Lots of articulation here in the legs. The back legs can go backwards, forwards. Really cool. They can actually tilt out to the side like that, which is really cool. They have a rotation at the thigh part. You can see where all the screws go right there. That's kind of not cool, but the legs rotate right there, which is really neat. You've got a hinge right here, but that's for Voltron's knee whenever he is in Voltron form. And then again, lots of more like clicky joints down here at the feet and legs, which look great. Let's see here. How does this guy want to bend up a little bit? Yeah, so you can see a little bit more of that articulation joint moving in and out. Now, you can't really get him in that sitting pose, but if you've got the space on your shelf, if you maybe like stretch the legs out in the back, you can kind of get him in that in what looks to be sort of like a sitting pose if you're able to hide those back legs somehow. But you're really not going to be able to get him in that sitting down, crouching pose. When you move the wings up, you can lay the you can lay the tail down flat as far as like the transformation goes. And as far as the transformation goes, what you want to do here is just lift up these little front panels right here, and then rotate the front legs up and into the panel, and then close it back down. And do the same thing on this side here. And then you also want to rotate them backwards so that the red button up on the shoulders is in the front. I got a little smuts right there. I don't know what that is. And then you just rotate the legs down and then just straighten them all the way out. For right now, that's basically what you want to do, just to get him Voltron ready. And then, you know, because I need some space here, let's have him in a little sitting pose, and then you can drop the head down and then pull the ears out, and man, that thing looks really nice. You want to tuck the teeth down into the neck port, which looks really cool. You can see the bottom teeth. There's a lot of neck on this guy, but I think it actually sits pretty decently. And then
Activate laser blades.
oh, that lights up. That's really cool.
We will defend this planet.
Man, that's really nice.
Your evil forces will never
I dig
defeat
how
us.
that works. You have the nice star belt right there in the front. You can see the speaker where all the sounds come out. And let's turn our attention to the Red Lion. This thing is one of my favorite lions from when I was a kid. You can see it says fires missiles. Got that nice Red Lion artwork right there. You can show off that it is the right arm. Nothing on the sides on this guy. And the nice artwork on the back. Or at the top, and then you flip it on here on the back. It says Lance is the hot-headed ace flyer of the Voltron Lying Force. He pilots the Red Lion and is second in command of Voltron. Has his jaw blade, fires missiles, missile launcher, laser cannon, 15 points of articulation. He also comes with Voltron's blazing sword. You can see where he goes on the figure, and there's the 40th anniversary logo at the top. But let's get this guy opened up and take a closer look. All right, again, he comes with a little set of instructions. This basically is the same for all the rest of the figures. It just shows you where to put some of the missiles and the lasers, how to fire them, how to collapse him down into his arm mode, what to do with the tail, and then where he goes, how to connect him, and how to release him from Voltron. So nice that they included that with each one of the figures. And then let's turn our attention to the lion here. Man, he looks really, really cool. I am digging this guy so much. Oh man, he just looks great. He's always been one of my favorites. I love the bright red and the silver. The mouth is like on this really nice, strong, springy joint, which is really cool. So that's going to help hold all the weapons and stuff. He does rotate all the way around at the waist, but that's also part of the transformation. He does have sort of like this rubbery tail that rotates, and it's just kind of loose in this joint, and it's made so that you can push it all the way in. And let's see. I know there's got to be a way to where we can get this all the way inside. And then, yeah, there you go. Just push it all the way in. It's got a little nub on the end, and that just sticks in that little hole. And then you can pull it back out again. So, you know, it's not articulated. It's all rubbery, but it's soft and pliable. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. It does the job. We have some nice clicky joints down on the legs, which is really nice. You can fold this up. You get nice articulation and multiple points on the legs. I'm really digging the way this guy, you can see how it collapses up from when he's in arm mode. Nice articulation, lots of articulation points, so you can really get these legs any way you want. The head does rotate all the way around. There's some nice, beautiful paintwork on the top. Of course, he does bend, but again, that's part of the transformation as well. And then I just want to show you how he stacks up next to the Black Lion. So you can see he is considerably smaller, as he should be, but lengthwise, from you know, body, from tip to tail, he's about the same length, but definitely shorter. He does come with Voltron's blazing sword. No paint apps here, just all cast in this gray plastic. It's not terribly flimsy, but also not terribly sturdy either. They kind of skimped out on the blazing sword. I would have liked a couple of paint apps. He does come with this nice laser beam attachment that you can put on him on any of his hips, and he does come with this firing missile launcher, a little button here on the top. which is nice. It's cast in all gray with this red painted part on the front. It has a single missile that comes out, but it does look like 3 missiles once launched in, and this thing does fire off pretty well. It is a very strong spring, and it fires pretty good. Like, this thing literally would fly across the room if I let it. Here we have the mouth blade, the jaw blade. It's got a little peg on it for pegging in to his upper the roof of his mouth, and it's nicely painted with some bright yellow accents, which I dig. And let's see if I can do this, and I'm sorry I'm off camera, but there, it's locked in there, and that thing is not coming out. It actually holds the entire lion. That thing is in there very, very nicely, and that's really cool. So let's plug the missile launcher in on his back hip, and you can put these on either side. They just may be upside down if you put them on the other side, and that thing just fired off. I'll probably never find it again. But yeah, I love that each one of the lions comes with these weapons. See, you can put it on the other side. Again, it's just going to look, maybe upside down. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't look upside down. And, it's your lion. You do what you want with it. But let's get him all of this weaponry off, and then let's check him out and see what he looks like in arm mode. So we're going to collapse the legs. This is kind of like muscle memory. I'm 48 years old, and I still know how to, collapse all the parts for the lions. I mean, it's not like it's rocket science. It's not like a super complicated transformer. It's very simple, but it's one of those things. Like, I probably haven't done this transformation since I was a kid, and I still know how to do it. And there it is. There's Voltron's right arm. And let's look and see what the blazing sword looks like in his hand. Let's see if I can get this pried open. That jaw is really tight. There it is. It holds the sword very well, and even when you hold the sword, it holds the weight of the arm. So that's a very secure connection, and boy, that arm is looking great. All right, let's get over to the other lion, the other arm here, the green lion. This is Pidge's lion. Fires missile. Love that beautiful green art. Shows that it's his left arm over here. Form 16-inch classic Voltron. We know that's coming. You can see just about everything he comes with. And then here on the back, it comes with Voltron's shield, battling spike, missile launcher, 15 points of articulation. It does say Pidge is the young genius of the Voltron Lion Force and pilot of the Green Lion, the left arm of Voltron. So let's get this guy opened up and take a closer look at everything he comes with. All right, again, we have the instruction manual here. Just wanted to show this off a little bit. It shows you how to place all the weaponry on him, how to collapse him into his arm mode, and how to connect him and disconnect him from Voltron. Sorry, I know this isn't very interesting, but it does come with it. I want to show it off. And then here is the Green Lion, looking a little more sleek and rounded than the more boxy red lion. You can see that they are the same length here, as they should be, but the heads are not the same, and I really dig that. The snout is a little thinner, the eyes are different, the head shape is different. There's some little lines sculpted onto Pidge's head. There's a little divot in his chin. The snout is a little smaller and rounder. The eyes are a different shape. The ears are a different shape. So I really appreciate that attention to detail here. They didn't have to do it, but they did it, and I dig it. Again, that nice tight spring joint on the mouth. Again, a little bit of smuts. I don't know where this stuff is coming from, but it ain't coming off. Of course, he does rotate all the way around. That's part of the transformation. Of course, same real clicky joints that you get with the red lion. Again, that tail, you can push that all the way in. I just want to make sure that it does click all the way into place when it transforms, and it does. I've seen a couple of other reviews where people have had trouble getting it to go all the way in. That's why I'm wanting to check these myself. Here is the shield, which I love. I'm glad that there's a little paint apps on there. And then check out that substantial, like, sturdy shield handle. That thing is not coming off, and that is fantastic. Let's see how this works plugged into the roof of his mouth. And then that just plugs in really nicely, and he holds it very well. Again, it's hard to see off camera, my bad. But yeah, that thing looks really nice, and it holds very sturdy in there, and I appreciate that. Here is his jaw blade, which looks really nice. It's got some nice sculpted details, some green paint apps. Again, let's see if we can get this in there. I love the gold rivets on the side of his jaw. That looks really nice. And that's in there very well, and that's not going to come out. Let's take a closer look at some of his weaponry here. We do have a firing missile launcher. Again, this is just a single missile. It's got this little arm on the side, which is kind of neat. The buttons there on the top. And again, the really strong spring. That thing fires very nicely, and you can really, kit out Pidge's Lion any way you want. You can put the missile launcher on the back if you want. Here is his was it battering spikes or battling spikes? I can't remember what the package called it. But you can kind of put this on either side since it's symmetrical. It's not going to look weird, and that looks really cool. Man, this is really making me want to go back and watch some old episodes of Voltron. But let's see here. Let's get him in arm mode again. He's very easy to collapse all the legs. And then let's see here. Yeah. Come on. Collapse down. There we go. And then we'll just pop out that little piece that is his arm connector. Put the tail back in the way we had it a minute ago. I always forget you have to like turn this thing upside down for it to slide all the way in. And then kind of like push it in and lock it into place. Come on. Giving me trouble here. There we go, and then pop out the little arm connector, and there you have it. There is a closer look at Voltron's left arm. All right, turning our attention to the legs here, we have the yellow lion looking great. Here's Honk's lion, shows that it is his left leg. Form 16-inch Voltron here on the back. Let's look and see what it says here. It says dual missile launcher, razor wheel, jaw blade. Hunk is the brawny yet soft-hearted mechanic of the Voltron Lion Force. He pilots the yellow lion that forms Voltron's left leg. Oh man, this is looking great. I'm loving these larger lions. So let's get him opened up and see what he can do. And then just getting him out of the package, of course, we do have that instruction booklet here showing off how to put all of his missiles and all of his weaponry on, how to collapse him into leg form, how to connect him and disconnect him from Voltron's leg. And we'll get to that in just a minute. Oh man, I'm loving the legs. These are some of my favorite lions. But yeah, he just looks very sturdy. Now this back leg is a little loose, and I'm wondering if there's a screw somewhere that I can tighten. But the rest of the legs feel really tight and sturdy. His head can look down that far. He is on this wheel here on the front for transformation, so he can look up and look down. His head can rotate all the way around, but he can look all the way up. I love that you can get him in like a very statuesque form. Like you can get him like looking very alert. The tail collapses down into the back, and I'm trying to, even with fingernails, I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get this back out again. There we have it. Some nice strong ratchet joints for the legs. You can see how they move, and you can put those back legs in any kind of position you want to have this lion stalking, slinking around. I love that the missile launcher on the top is articulated, and it does rotate upwards and downwards, which is really nice. Again, he just looks great. Let's compare him to the rest of the lions and see how these larger lions stack up. Let's bring in Pidge here, and you can see that they are roughly the exact same length front to back, and he stands much taller than the arm lions, and then just a tad shorter than the black lion. But he does look really nice. Yeah, he's pretty stout. I love the different sizes and proportions of the lions. I'm glad that they're not all I've always dug that about Voltron, that they're not all the same size and shape, and it just makes for a much better aesthetic, I think. This guy is looking really cool. I love the bright yellow and the red accents that are all painted across his back. Taking a closer look at his weapons here, it says a pretty substantial jaw blade, which is really cool. It's all cast in gray and then painted yellow. He does have that same really strong spring snappy jaw action. So let's get this popped into his mouth, and that thing is in there pretty tight. That is not coming out. And then we have some nice weaponry. We do have his little spike launcher here, which is really cool, and you can put this anywhere you want. Since it's symmetrical, it's going to look good on any part of the lion. And then here is the missile launcher, which is really cool because again, it only has a single launcher, but it does look like it comes out. It does look like it has two blades, and I'm trying to find the button. Where's the button to launch this thing off? Oh, it's right here on the top. That's really cool. It's sculpted in there so well that I didn't even notice that was the button. But again, it's a very strong spring. Now, if you do put this thing in the front and you have the jaw blade in, it's going to get in the way. It's not going to fire properly. You're definitely going to want to, either put it on the back or take the jaw blade out. But man, oh my gosh, it's all going crazy. Now I've lost that missile. It'll probably never be found. But yeah, you could, this is probably a better setup. To where it doesn't get in the way or get hindered by the jaw blade. But man, I'm just really glad they give us all these weaponry so much weaponry for the lion. So let's go ahead and get him in leg mode, get him collapsed down. Let's fold that tail down, which I'll never get back out again, and then just get his head rotated up and get him in leg mode. And boy, he is looking really nice. I cannot wait to build Voltron. This is going to be such a treat. But there it is. There's the left leg of Voltron. Now turning our attention, probably my second favorite lion in the group, and that is the blue lion. It fires missiles. Right leg, legendary blue lion. There's that 40th anniversary logo at the top. And then flipping around here on the back, it does have firing missiles, missile launcher, beam emitter, jaw blade. And it does say that Her Royal Highness Princess Allura of planet Ares became pilot of the Blue Lion and the right leg of Voltron after the tragic death of Sven, which definitely broke my heart as a kid. But yeah, so let's get this lion opened up and see everything it comes with. This is probably the last set of instructions we're going to look at today. Again, you know what you're in for here. We do have all the instructions on how to load up her weaponry, how to collapse her down, how to connect her and disconnect her from Voltron. Just wanted to show those off, and they'll probably go in the trash, and I'll never use them again. This is definitely my second favorite lion of the group. My favorite, of course, being the red lion and then the blue lion. I just love them both so much. I love the colors. I really love... I wanted to show this off with Honk, but I forgot how you can get her down into like a very like stalking pose. And then you can get her in this more regal pose, like where her head's up and more alert. That tail flips down and folds out very easily. There's a little bit of paint overspray right there. Otherwise, very clean paints. Same thing on this side, a little overspray here. Have a little green dot on the roof of her head, on the top of her head. I've never noticed, but super detailed head sculpt. I'm digging it. Head rotates from side to side. It's got a little bobble to it, which is nice. She can look down that far, and then she can look up that far, and then the mouth, of course, on that really strong spring, which is really, really cool. Man, I just really love this blue lion. Actually, you know what? The blue lion may be my favorite lion. Now that I think about it, the more I think about it, I love her look, her color, and then, yeah, I don't know. I really dig the way the shape of this lion, and to me, nothing says Voltron like this blue lion. It just, oh man, it's incredible. Here is the jaw blade, looking really nice with some blue detail on it, and then we're going to get that in the mouth in just a minute. Here is her laser emitter, which is really cool. It's got a little plug on that side and a little blue dial on this side. Nothing turns, nothing does anything, but it's just looking really neat. And then here we have the missile launcher. You can see where it connects. It's got this little dial thing on the side, which doesn't turn or doesn't... Oh, it does push, though. That is the activator for the missiles. And this is a triple missile, which looks really cool. And then that thing just fires off very nicely. Again, very, very tight springs in there. They're very strong springs, and they fire off very nice. She is very well kitted out. Like, she is not playing around. And then let's go ahead and get the jaw blade in there. Man, I'm having butterfingers. I think I'm getting excited for building Voltron. I can't wait. Like, let's get through these lions. I'm sorry this is such a long review, but you know, you've got basically 5 figures to review all in one. And then let's get that missile launcher missile in there. And then, man, just look at the colors. This thing is so bright and vibrant. Nothing says 80s like this toy right here. Man, this is incredible. But let's get all of this stuff off of her. Let me hang on to that before I fire that off and lose it. And get the jaw blade out. And let's get her transformed into her leg form. And then let's see how we can build this thing up. I'm getting excited. So let's get her legs collapsed down. Let's get these legs to where they can support the figure, and then get her head rotated up. There we go. And there we have it. There is the right leg of Voltron. Now let's build this thing. Oh, I'm so ready. Let's do it. All right, so we're just going to snap this leg in, snap this leg in, and we are good to go. I'm going to put the arms in here. Oh man, this is fantastic. I'm going to get the blades out here on the back, the wings. You can see how they're notched in, and they sit right above the arms. And then, of course, Keith is going to form the head. There we have it. And man, Voltron is looking really, really nice. Now, I will tell you that he is very finicky to stand. He's very well articulated and moves in very good and surprising ways in Voltron form. But you really have to have those legs, hips, knees, and feet just in like the perfect positions to get him to stand properly in a straight up and down pose. Otherwise, when you want to get him in a more exaggerated pose, it kind of works out better when you're not trying to get him in a straight up and down pose. I'm actually surprised at some of the articulation that this guy has. Now, this is of course a complete refresh of the 2018, 2019 Voltron that Playmates put out. There's nothing new, nothing different here. From what I understand, it's the exact same. And that's really cool that they just did a nice little refresh here and put it out. Now, Playmates has also said that they are going to put out a briefcase version of this. It's just a boxed version of all 5 Lions this fall at Target. So if you miss these pickups, that you can definitely get those in that all-in-one set. For the pricing for these, it's very reasonable. The Black Lion was $39.99. He does come with 60 phrases, and lights and sounds, so that's understandable. And all of the other Lions are all $20, and that is an awesome, awesome price point. I mean, you're basically, like $120, $130 for this set. And it is pretty incredible, and I think it's totally worth it. Thank you guys for enduring this super long video. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.